you're looking to dive into topics on how to live a happier, healthier, more fit, and long lifespan, then you've come to the right podcast. Livin the Dream with me, Coach Damian Evans. Together, we will explore the topics on all things health, fitness, and wellness. Together, we will be lifelong learners on this journey to living the ultimate dream. What up, Dream Team? Coach D here, coming at you from beautiful sunny San Diego, and welcome back to the Livin the Dream podcast, where today we're going to cover the topic of training to help you reach your health, fitness, and wellness goals, and in order to live your dream life. And today's topic is one that might challenge how you think about exercise, especially when it comes to fat loss. I like to call it the workout paradox. The workout paradox. It's going to flip the script on what most of us have been taught about exercise and weight loss. We're going to dive deep into why working out might not be the fat burning bullet that you've been led to believe, and explore how exercise plays a much bigger role in your health journey than just burning calories. Today's episode will help you rethink how exercise fits into your long-term health, fitness, and wellness goals, and why the quality of your life matters just as much, if not more, than the numbers on the scale. So let's start with the hard truth. Losing weight and keeping it off is tough. And unfortunately, your body isn't always on your side. It's a biological machine that follows the laws of thermodynamics. And it needs energy to keep your brain thinking. It needs energy to keep your heart pumping. And it needs energy to keep your gut digesting and your muscles contracting. The energy that we use is measured in calories, and exercise does burn calories. For example, walking burns about 260 calories an hour. Moderate swimming burns about 430 calories per hour. Biking burns 600 calories per hour, and running can burn up to 700 calories per hour. On the surface, it seems simple. If I burn more calories than I eat, then I will lose weight. So I should do the thing that burns the most calories. But here's where the workout paradox comes in. Exercise, while it is essential for health, it's not really as effective for fat loss the way that we've been led to believe and the way that we attack it. A few years ago, scientists started comparing modern sedentary populations, people with desk jobs, people that sit a lot, people that drive a lot for work, to active hunter-gatherer communities like the Hadza tribe in Tanzania. These people in Tanzania walk an average of 9 kilometers a day to hunt, gather, and survive. And you'd think that with so much movement throughout the day, they'd burn a lot more calories than those of us who sit in offices all day long, right? Wrong. The Hadza burn roughly the same number of calories per day as the average person in industrialized countries. Around 1,900 calories for women and around 2,600 calories a day for men. There's a really, really incredible book by Dr. Herman Poncer. He wrote the book Burn. And this, if you want to go really, really far in depth in this topic, the whole book is about this. I really highly recommend it. If you're not bought in on what I just said, which it does seem crazy, a person sitting in an office all day long burns the same amount of calories as someone that walks 9 kilometers a day. But listen, why is this? Our bodies have a pretty stable calorie budget. And this budget doesn't change a lot. No matter how active you are, even if you work out regularly, the extra calories that you burn might be surprisingly low. Sometimes as little as 100 extra calories a day, the equivalent of something like an apple. Your body is highly efficient at balancing energy. So when you increase your activity in one area, it consciously or subconsciously compensates by reducing activity elsewhere. So let's say you go into a workout routine and you start to increase your intensity. Okay, well, throughout the next few days, You might take the elevator instead of the stairs. Man, I earned this. I deserve this. My legs are tired. Or maybe it's just subconscious. Like you have two options, and usually, you default to the option that your subconscious mind has you go. Or you go to the path of least resistance because you are a little fatigued. Taking the elevator instead of the stairs, sitting more throughout the day, sleeping a little bit longer to save energy, or going to bed a little bit earlier. When you're sitting on the couch, the remote's across the room. There's something on TV you don't want to see. Maybe when you have more energy and you're not working out, you go get the remote and you change the TV. But maybe once you've started your workout routine, you decide, you know what, I'll watch this, or I'll scroll my phone instead of going and getting that remote. Like stuff like that, tiny, tiny, tiny little things like that add up over time. It's like your body is actively working against your efforts to burn fat. Why would your body be sabotaging you like that? Don't they know? Doesn't your body know that you have goals to hit? I got to get on the beach. I got to get this six pack. I got to get these arms popping. You know what? Like, why would our body be sabotaging us? It's not because your body is broken. It's not because your metabolism is broken. It's doing exactly what the body evolved to do. Maintain energy balance. In the past, humans had to work so hard to find food, and our bodies learned to be very efficient with the energy that we used. If you don't believe me, I want you to go on Netflix right now, and I want you to watch either the show Alone or the show Outlast. I'm obsessed with these shows. These shows, participants go on these shows, they get put out into the wilderness, and they are foraging for their food. They are hunting their food. They might have to eat squirrels or rats or clams or scallops. Whatever the case may be, they are working so hard to get their food. The food that they get is also probably pretty lean because it's usually, these are like right before winter, so they're getting squirrels that have just only lean meat. There's no fat anywhere. And even though they're getting their protein, even though they're getting, their vegetables maybe because they're finding like tubers or fruits or whatever the case may be, they still sometimes lose 20, 30, 40 pounds of weight. And sometimes they have to even give up the competition because they don't have enough fat in their diet to help keep the lights on. Like, we had to be efficient with the energy that we used. Back in our hunter-gatherer days, burning too many calories would or could lead to starvation. So that's why if they looked up at us doing exercise to consciously burn calories, that is something that would be completely alien and foreign to them. Over time, our bodies adapted to avoid wasting energy, even if that meant burning fewer calories when we moved around a lot. Here's another reason why your body might be working against you when it comes to fat loss. When you start working out, your body may make subtle adjustments, moving less throughout the rest of the day, decreasing your non-exercise activity. That's why after an initial period of weight loss, many people hit what's known as the weight loss plateau. Your body adapts to burn fewer calories over time, even when you're staying consistent with your workouts. Also, a lot of the time that you're losing weight fast, it comes from water weight. Your muscles are made up of 75% water. You have this thing called sarcoplasmic hypertrophy around cells in the body. And a lot of times that fluid, it gets dehydrated. Those tissues get dehydrated and you lose weight fast. A lot of times this comes up on an in-body scan where you might drop your muscle mass. A lot of people that run right out the gate, they decrease their calories and they increase their cardio. They lose weight fast. This is because they're paring down fluid in the muscle. Your body says, I don't need all of this inefficient burning, tissue of the body. I'm going to pare this down. And so people are pumped because they step on the scale and they see their weight is dropping. But what they're doing is they're putting themselves into a hole that it's very hard to dig out of. So your body adapts to burn fewer calories over time, even when you're staying consistent with your workouts. This is something that we really it is a huge factor and a huge variable that we need to put at the head of our decisions when we're trying to cut or we're trying to bulk or we're trying to change our body composition with exercise. So if exercise isn't the magic bullet for fat loss, why do we even bother with exercise? Well, because the true power of exercise goes beyond the numbers on the scale. Exercise is one of the best ways to restore balance to your body. And here's how. Exercise reduces chronic inflammation. Chronic inflammation is linked to many serious diseases, things like heart disease, diabetes, even cancer. Regular exercise helps your body manage inflammation by improving circulation and immune function. It manages stress. Exercise also balances hormone production, including cortisol, the stress hormone. When left unchecked, chronic stress can wreak havoc on your body, leading to weight gain, mental health issues, and even heart problems. And speaking of mental health, exercise boosts mental health. Exercise has been proven to reduce symptoms of depression and anxiety, sometimes and a lot of the times better than pharmaceuticals. It's not just about how you look, but it's about how you feel. Exercise gives you mental clarity, it reduces stress, and it makes you more resilient as a biological machine in this world that we live in. Shift your mindset about exercise. Instead of focusing solely on burning calories, think of it as a tool to improve your health, reduce your stress, and improve and support your mental and physical well-being. If you can make a shift in your mindset of, I want to be healthier, and even better, what I really like to focus on is I just want to be stronger. My clients, I tell them to stop focusing on the scale, start thinking about your weights in the gym. I just want to get stronger. How can I get stronger? If I'm getting stronger, I'm probably improving my central nervous system. I'm improving my muscle, lean tissue, all these things that are huge predictors as to how long and how well you'll live your life. So the way that we're using exercise doesn't seem to be working, right? Exercise, there's a lot of people that right now, more than ever, that have a gym membership, that have been working on their fitness. Exercise doesn't burn fat as effectively as we're using it. Why are we facing this obesity epidemic? Why do we have a higher percentage of people that are either overweight or obese than ever before? The answer, it doesn't lie in laziness. It lies in overeating. Our ancestors evolved to be efficient calorie hunters, seeking out high calorie foods for survival. How can we find the highest calorie foods, the biggest bang for our buck? Because that is going to equal survival. It's hardwired into us. Today, those same instincts, they drive us to overeat in a world where food is abundant. Exercise alone is not going to fix this. I think exercise is one of the most important things you can do for your health and your wellness. Exercise is the number one thing that I try to preach and tell people about. I think it's amazing. But the real answer for our fat loss, this is going to come to no surprise to anyone. It lies in managing our relationship with food. But it's important to recognize that physical activity still plays a crucial role in maintaining a healthy metabolism and overall body composition. Here's the truth. Your body was designed to move, but not necessarily for weight loss. Movement helps your body maintain balance and function optimally. This is why working out doesn't really feel like an extra activity. Your body expects movement. Incorporate movement into your daily life. Don't view it as a chore, but as an essential part of maintaining your body's natural rhythm. Whether it's a brisk walk, whether it's doing yoga a couple times a week, or lifting heavy weights a few times a week, you have to prioritize movement as a non-negotiable part of your routine. Your body was meant to move. Movement is life, motion is lotion, and fitness is medicine. And if you don't use it, you will lose the ability to do it. Think about what activities you want to do when you're 90 years old. Do you want to be able to pick up a 30-pound grandchild? Do you want to be able to get out of a swimming pool? Do you want to be able to take a hike anytime, anywhere, whenever you want to, without training for it? Do you want to be able to ride a bike for a certain amount of time? Do you want to be able to carry a loved one? Whatever the case may be, what do you want to be able to do when you're 90? Think about where you're at now. If you can't even do what you want to do when you're 90 now, we have some big time problems, because over time you will decline in your strength and your mobility and your performance and your power. Your goal is to get yourself up to the highest peak you possibly can before you start that decline. And once that decline starts, how can you keep it as flat as possible and at the end of your life have it drop? You want that line to be so flat and so slow moving that it goes all the way until the last couple of months of your life, and then it declines all the way. Like, that's the gold standard. So how do we get ourselves up at the highest peak opportunity of performance, power, and strength? And that takes working on it today. The best time to do it was yesterday. The second best time to do it is today. While exercise might not give you the rapid weight loss that you expect, it does give you something much more important. It gives you resilience. Exercise reduces your risk of chronic diseases. It helps you live longer, and it helps with your immune system. And most importantly, it improves your daily quality of life. You're more independent. You have better trust and confidence in yourself. Remember, fitness is only half the equation. To live a truly long, healthy life, you need to focus on both physical and mental health, and exercise does both of these things incredibly. Focus on building a lifestyle of longevity. Incorporate exercise into your life not as a means to an end, but as a lifelong habit to keep your body strong and resilient. When you incorporate things throughout your day that you can't, the famous bodybuilder Ben Pakulski said, if you can't, you must. If you can't, you must. If you're someone that is like, oh, I can't go up these stairs because it hurts my knees. Why does it hurt your knees? Do something about it. If you can't, you must. Find where you're at currently, what you can do safely, and consistently chip away at that and build and progress upon that until you get to the next level and the next level, and metaphorically climb those stairs, but also physically climb those stairs. Like, if you can't, you must. Anytime there's an activity that I go and I encounter throughout my everyday life that I struggle at, that's the next thing that I throw into my next phase of training. It's something that I hyper focus on. When I tore my pec, pull-ups and push-ups were excruciating. They were so hard. I felt so weak, my mental health was even struggling on it because I was so disheartened from it. Those were like my favorite exercises. If I can't, I must. Those are the things that I put into my everyday routine. I do them at a sub-maximal level, and I do them frequently throughout the day because, by God, I do want to do those things when I'm 90 years old. And I can't let an injury be the excuse that I let that decline. That's my mindset. Some people will say that that's a little bit crazy, but that's kind of where I really think that the people that focus on what they can't do, they are aware of what they can't do, and then they don't avoid it. They don't use products or masks to be able to do the task for them. Like people that can't get up and off the couch, they get a prop or a higher seat. People that have knee pain or shoulder pain. I feel for you. I have had some of the worst injuries that you can possibly imagine that I've had to work my way back from. I could have used that as an excuse to be like, okay, well, now I have bad knees. Now I have a bad shoulder. I can't raise my arm overhead. What's an option for a shoulder press? Instead of asking for options, I figure out a way to get myself to do the thing that I need to do at a level that is safe, that I can progress from. We can't use these things as excuses. These are super important for us if we want to live a long, healthy life, having full mobility of all of our joints, and exercise is a great way to do that. So the workout paradox is exercise isn't just about burning fat. When you put burning fat at the head of your goals of why you exercise, it's almost going to be a certain recipe for failure. Your body is going to adapt. Your lifestyle, your subconscious mind will adapt to the activity that you do. So tracking and having awareness is going to be huge for you here. If your goal is weight loss and you struggle with weight loss, the first thing you got to figure out is, what am I consuming? What is the amount of energy that I'm taking in that is getting me to where I am now? If I'm currently gaining weight, I know that what I'm intaking is more than what I'm expending, but how much and by how much? I need to be able to track that. If I'm maintaining weight, I know that what I'm eating is about what kind of calorie intake that's going to take, what kind of energy intake it's going to take to have me maintain where I'm at. If I'm losing weight and I want to be gaining weight, I know that I'm not eating enough energy, but how much do I need to eat? So tracking what you do consistently without changing anything to get a baseline set of data to then make one change that you can track and see what the results are after a few weeks. It's a slow game, but it's necessary. It might not be necessary if you pull the big levers and you change your whole lifestyle, but it really is really helpful to gather this data and awareness, and just for a little bit to have maybe you figure out what serving sizes look like for what foods you eat consistently. That is super valuable. Maybe you can track what your energy levels are when you start to decrease your calories, and how you can kind of find awareness on what your subconscious adjustments look like when you start working out. Before that, you were doing 7,000 steps. And then after you were working out, even though you have a 1 hour workout that you added, your steps dropped to 5,500. Something like that will show you that your body is like, okay, well, I'm down regulating the amount of energy I need to use because I just had to up regulate something and I want to maintain where I'm at. That right there is really valuable information. So think about it. Exercise is not just about burning fat. It's about building the foundation to long-term health, happiness, and resilience. And if you've been frustrated by the number on the scale, you have to shift your perspective. I encourage you to shift the way you think. Think about exercise as a tool to balance out your body and mind, and you will get way further, way more out of it than you ever expected. If you found value in today's episode, share it with someone who might need a new perspective on exercise. Maybe it's someone in your life that you think has been using exercises for fat loss, and then have them listen to some of the episodes on nutrition that we've done. We're going to be doing more episodes in the future about how we can use nutrition for fat loss. Keep your eye out on those. Keep moving, keep learning, and keep living the dream. And that's it, my friends. Thank you so much for joining me on this Training Tuesday episode of the Livin the Dream podcast. Please share the knowledge that you gained with your friends and family and hold each other accountable. If you enjoyed this content, it helps a ton if you could post a screenshot of this episode on your stories and include one takeaway that you learned. Tag me at livinthedream_podcast or at Coach Damien_SD and let us know how this episode benefited you. Let us know what we missed. Let us know what we got wrong. Tell us what you got out of this episode. We want to know. Message us if you have any suggestions or tips that would help your Livin the Dream team that we could discuss on future episodes. I'll be right here with you, working on making us stronger, happier, and healthier humans. Until next time, friends, keep living the dream.